half of you hate it and half of you love it, so we're not going to start supported fish today. But we will start with the neck supported thing with the block. So you're going to put one block in the back of your mat on the medium side. And we're going to have both blocks heavy right now, or handy, not heavy, handy right now. And go ahead and lower your back all the way down to the mat, and then place your block on the joints between your skull and your neck, just so that your chin is really being pushed down to your chest. You can pull your feet in, you can straighten your legs out, really do whatever feels comfortable for you, and then begin to turn your head from side to side. And I know sometimes the things that I do a lot, especially, you know, week by week. I try to improve and do progressions in different poses and try to get everybody a little bit more stretched out in different ways. But especially with the back and the neck, you know, when I focus on those particular areas, it is so common for people to hold a lot of stress up there. I've had clients that have had car accidents that have just had continuous neck pain for years to come after. And so any time that I can spend to give myself a little bit of a massage or a little bit of relief up there, I will take it. And then as you turn your head from side to side, you might feel a knot here and there. You might want to lay on one side for a moment. Maybe not. And start to slow the chatters of the mind. Slow down your thoughts, slow down anything that's been, you know, bothering you this week, that's been staying in your head and causing you any stress or any distemperament. And then I want you to turn your head over to the right-hand side, hang out there for just a moment. Relax your belly. And then go ahead and turn your head over to the left-hand side. We'll hang out there again for just a moment. And rotate the head back in. Just move it from side to side. Go ahead and lift your block up off the ground, and then bend your knees. Bring your knees a little bit apart, doesn't have to be too much. And I want you to inhale, lift that block all the way up, lift your head and shoulders off the ground. Now straighten out your legs, and I want you to lift up a little bit higher, one vertebra at a time. You can use the heels to grip down to the floor as you rise up. Try not to use any momentum, but if you need it a little bit, that's okay. And we're gonna place this block a little bit further down. So if you wanna use it on the lower side, you can. Or the higher side. I like the higher side, but that's just me. We're gonna put it on our shoulders. And to do less of a back bend, you wanna bend your knees. To do more of a back bend, you wanna straighten them out. So you can always start with bent knees. And we're gonna place it right where the shoulder blades end, almost. So it's like right above that position. And then you can keep yourself lifted here if you don't like so much of a back bend. But if you want a little bit more, open your arms out to a T, let your head fall down to the floor. And then again, just bending those knees creates a little bit less of a back bend for those of you that really don't like that position, or you can just straighten your legs. And I want you to rotate your arms out to the side, and then all the way up above your head, really stretching through the fingertips to the back of the mat, all the way out to the side, and then lengthen them to the back of the mat. And just continue this little motion. So when we use the block for massaging, it's a lot about exposing different parts of the muscles to the block and applying pressure, applying compression. And again, a lot of those knots that we hold in our upper back and our shoulders are caused from tightness in other areas of our body. A lot of it has to do with the brain and the mind, and really just breathing into those muscles, breathing and being allowing yourself to actually relax, as hard as that may be. And then the next time you reach your arms up above your head, I want you to interlace your fingers, squeeze your ears with your biceps, and try to lengthen the hands up and over as far as you can. Maybe even bend your knees. Try to push the hip bones down into the floor, open the sternum to the sky. And then as you exhale, lift your hands up to the sky, tuck your chin, and hands closer towards your thighs. Now inhale, open back up. You can enter this as deep or as not deep as you want. So you can stay up here if you want, or you can go all the way back down. It's really up to you. Exhale, pull yourself off the ground and close the gap. Try to reach your fists towards your knees. And last time, inhale, open all the way up. And exhale, pull all the way in. Now you can straighten your legs. Place your hands back behind the back of your neck. And then slowly lift off of that block. It's a lot harder than it looks. We'll take the block off to the side, front, whatever. Go ahead and grab the backs of your thighs and pull away from your hamstrings, gripping the hands together, and drop your chin to your chest. So all of that little back bending that we just did, we're trying to counteract and really stretch out the shoulders in the back now. Because before we were working on chest and core, now we want to work on neck and shoulders. And then you can walk the feet all the way back, maybe till they naturally lift off the floor. So we're kind of hanging in equilibrium. You can massage out your lower back, you can massage out your tailbone, around a circle, little tiny movements. And then go ahead and pull your knees into your chest, rock yourself onto your back. And instead of regular ball pose, so this is kind of regular ball pose, except it's normally on the outside of the shins. We're gonna stay here behind the back of the thighs. And I want you to straighten your legs the best they can. They won't get all the way straight. It might kind of seem like happy baby. So pull your thighs into your belly as close as you can get. And you're welcome to stay here, or for some of you, you might want to start to slide the hands up the legs. And what this does is it rocks you into your shoulders or your upper back a little bit, similar to plow pose, but not all the way there. And then you can slide those hands back down. We'll come back into ball pose with the hands back behind the back of the hamstrings. You can rock from side to side, really feel where you're feeling tight today. And then just slide those hands up, maybe a little bit, maybe a lot, maybe all the way to your ankles if you're feeling saucy today. And then we'll slide all the way back. And then lift all the way back up. Slide them all the way back. Use the momentum of your legs to rock yourself up to seated. Straighten out your right leg. Take your left hand on the outside of the left foot, but your arm on the inside of the left knee. Place your right hand behind you and just lift. Try to move or press the foot into the hand, just so that you can gently twist that right shoulder open. Look over your shoulder. And you don't have to straighten the leg. We're just pushing against the palm of your hand. We're stretching out the shoulders. And now turn your body forward again. I want you to pull that knee back as far as it will go. Stick your right arm out in front of you. Inhale. Exhale and slowly lower all the way down. Now, if you can't get your head and shoulders on the ground and you're stuck like this, I want you to bend this knee until it becomes comfortable to be on the ground in half happy baby. You can start to floss the foot in and out. Try to massage the hamstring, massage the knee, the glute. Take a big inhale through your nose. Big long exhale through your mouth. Lift your right arm up into the sky. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders off the ground. Again, if this is difficult, you can bend your right leg. It makes it a little bit easier. And then slowly push your foot against the palm of your hand to lift yourself back up into that little half happy baby position. Take your right hand down to the floor. Push it against your palm. Twist a little bit. Look over your right shoulder. And that last time, raise your right arm out in front of you. Pull that knee back. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Half happy baby. You can start by flossing the foot in and out, or you can just stack the ankle above the hip. It's really whatever pleases you, whatever feels good. And then bring the right arm up into the sky. Take an inhale, lift your head and shoulders off the ground. Really push that foot against the palm of your hand so that you can sit up and then cross that ankle over the top of your thigh. It's a lot harder than it looks. Take your hands back behind you, fingertips towards the back of your mat. Go ahead and bend this right leg, pull your chest in towards your inner thigh, and then just rock your knee from side to side. And then for some of you who might have really open hips or just super flexible in this area, because for me, I can get my foot all the way back here. I can push my chest forward, you know, I'm like right there. I want you to back off just a little bit from where you're at so you have a little bit more range of motion that isn't painful. Keep your right hand behind you, and I want you to take this left elbow, try to cross it on the outside of your foot. It's a very weird feeling. And I want you to try to send that hand down closer to the floor. Look over your right shoulder. Now, see if you can slowly pull that right foot back in a little bit. Find your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open all the way up. Now drop that knee. Take your left hand behind you. Right arm up and nice and high. Exhale, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Half lower to the fish pose. Right elbow on the outside of that thigh bone. Lean forward a little bit. Open your heart. Take an inhale, find length through the crown of your head, and as you exhale, pull those shoulders behind one another once more. And then bring yourself back up. Take that foot down, or the hand down. Extend the right leg out, uncross, and then just start to windshield wiper those knees from side to side. And if this feels good, just stay here. Make sure your feet are wide though. You want one foot on the edge of your mat and the other foot on the other edge. You can also take a hand off and slice the air, you know, get a little bit more into the thoracic twist through your T-spine. I also like this movement where you can like thread underneath, so you can twist and also thread. And it feels really good for your back and your shoulders. But if you don't understand something or it seems like it's not working for your body, you don't have to do it. Then come all the way back to center. Straighten that left leg out. Take your hands underneath the right leg, pull it up and into your chest. Give it a nice big squeeze. Hug and tug into the body. I like to rock around in a circle because it feels like a massage on my glute. It's about making that muscle exposed. Because when your knee is up like this, a part of your glute is showing towards the floor. Whereas if your leg is up like this, if you want to try it out and then rock, it feels different. Right? So when we do this, it exposes a different part of that muscle. And then take your right arm on the inside of your right knee, the right hand on the outside of that right foot, pull back. Take your left hand behind you and try to push against the inside of your palm. Really stretch into that shoulder. Look over your left shoulder. And then inhale, take yourself forward, reach that knee back, half happy baby. You can just move it from side to side. You can pull it back a little further. Use that shoulder as best as you can. And then one last time, push against your fingers. Left hand stays behind. Look over your shoulder. And then inhale, raise the left arm up. Exhale, slowly lower your head and shoulders down to the floor. If you get here and you're like, ow, this hurts, bend your knee. It makes it so much easier to get into half happy baby and stay there. Make sure that your head and shoulders are flat on the ground. And it's okay if it doesn't feel comfortable. You want your arm on the inside of the leg, but your hand on the outside of the foot. So your knee is over to the side. You can start by flossing that foot in and out. Maybe pulling it in towards the belly. then inhale, take that left arm into the sky. Exhale, pull your head and shoulders off the ground. Again, bending your knee to make it a little easier, or just push the foot against the palm of your hand to sit back up. Exhale, press against the hand and twist. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, lean forward, back to center. Open, close. Exhale, lean and twist. Look over your shoulder, push against your hand. And then reach that left arm forward. One last time. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Bend your knee if you need to. Half happy baby. And I also love happy baby in the fact of being static, of finding no movement, because in this stretch, you can truly get a really good looseness. You can get really good looseness in your hip flexors, in your thigh, in your hamstring. It helps with walking stride, and the more you move, you get a good stretch, but not as good as when you're just holding it and you're feeling a little bit more pain or stretching, if you will. Left arm rises up into the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift your head and shoulders. Push that foot against the palm of your hand. Lift yourself up. Beautiful job. Cross that ankle over the top of your left thigh. Hands back behind you. Bend your left knee. Send your chest to your ankle. Ankle to your chest. Wiggle that leg from side to side. Back off of it a little bit, just a little, save more range. Take your right arm up, inhale, exhale, try to cross the elbow to the outside of the foot. If you can't do that, forearm is fine. If you can't do that, hand is fine. You just want to cross, try to touch your foot from wherever you're at. And the more you can twist, the more you can push against the foot and look over behind you. Maybe even try to get your hand down to the floor. Pull that left foot in a little bit more. Walk it over to the side. And then drop the knee down to the floor. Raise the right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, drop it down behind you. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, twist. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fish pose. Use your elbow, use your forearm to help move the right shoulder behind the left one, gazing towards the back of your mat. And then inhale back to center, both arms up. We're gonna take this top leg and just swing it back behind you. Ekapada Raja, Kapotasana, one-legged half-bound pigeon. Grab onto your blocks. I believe we did this last week. Place blocks in front of you. Hands up nice and strong. You're gonna push down into them. Now for those of you that are super flexible and this pose is like easy for you, get taller. Or maybe even just place your hands onto your leg, like one on the hip, one on the leg. The taller you get, the harder it is. We're focusing on pushing the hip bones down and getting used to sitting here. Now, you can also slide this foot up to make it a little more difficult if you're already on the hips, on the floor, or if this is too hard, you can guide this knee in towards the front of the mat. Move your weight into that right hand side. And then take your right arm on the top of your block. It's okay if it's on the tall side. If you want to move it down, that's all right. And then take that left arm all the way up towards the sky. It should feel weird. It should feel awkward. It's not technically a real pose, but we're just working on mobility. Draw this hand behind your back. Find your breath. Inhale, move the chest forward and really push down to that bottom arm. Now as you exhale, lean forward and drop your chest. Now inhale, peel that arm up. Reach it towards your back. Lean forward, exhale. Bring both hands back onto your blocks. Lift yourself up. Find your breath. Walk your blocks over to the side. We'll use them in just a moment. And bring your hands down to the floor. Tuck the back toe underneath you. Lift the back knee up off the ground. Step back into high plank pose. You can kind of pedal your feet if you want between this little down dog plank position. And then just go ahead and drop your knees and your hips at the same time. Open up Bhujangasana, Cobra Pose. Untuck your feet from back behind you. Open the heart. Roll the shoulder blades back. Lift your knees. Push back, Child's Pose. Let all of the stale air out of your lungs. And take a big, calming breath through your nose. Try to relax your shoulders, your chest, your neck. And guide your mind into a safe space. Walk your hands over to the right hand side. Place your left palm over your right and drop your shoulders down. Relax your head and your eyes and the back of your hips. Take your right hand over your left one, and then turn the left palm to the sky. Begin to lift your hip bones up off of the ground so that you can lay over the top of your shoulder with your left ear on the floor. Thread the needle, slide the right arm all the way up into the sky, and then reach it behind your back. I also like in Thread the Needle to straighten out my right leg so I get a little bit deeper into that twist. So I feel a little bit more weight onto my shoulder. And again, if you don't like that, you could just take your knee back down to the ground. If that's enough for you, you can stay there. And then drop your hips. Turn your left palm down to the floor now. Slide your right arm over the top of your left arm with both hands on the ground on both sides. Now lift your chin up and over the crossed arms and lay down on the top of the X so that your chin lowers to the floor. Your hips should be a little bit off of your heels for this one. Is the door open? Oh, okay. I was like so confused. And then sit your hip bones back all the way. Walk your hands forward, uncross your arms, drop the chest, child's pose. Push the palms of your hands firmly down into your mat. Relax your belly and your upper back. And then slowly walk the hands over to the left-hand side, right palm over left. Drop your shoulders down. Lift your left hand up, place it over the top of your right hand. Turn your right palm to the sky, slowly lift your hips. Roll over the top of your shoulder, place your right ear down on the floor. Inhale, take your left arm high, thread the needle, and behind your back. And if you played around with your shape last time by straightening out the right leg, this time you can straighten out the left leg, see how that changes your shape. If you're tight in one area of your hips and it hurts in any way, you can always lower back down onto your knees and just feel the stretch the way it's supposed to be without the progression. Shift your hip bones back a little bit, turn the right palm to the ground, and cross that left arm over the top of your right arm. Lift your hip bones up just a bit. Place your chin down on the floor, and then lean over the top of the X. Relax your breath. Slowly take an inhale, rise up to all fours. Left knee comes in the center, kick that right leg back behind you, take an inhale. Exhale, cross the right knee behind the back of the left knee, keep your right hand down. Inhale, peel the left arm up into the sky. Exhale, slide that left arm underneath your right arm and try to drop your shoulder to the floor. Inhale, open back up and peel that left arm up. Exhale, lower the left hand, reach it forward, kick that right leg back behind you. Inhale. Take your hand onto a block. Step that right knee forward and then send your right foot over to the left hand side. Ekapata Raja, Kapotasana. Bring your hands up on top of blocks. Try to lift your chest up nice and high. Lower down into that left leg. He's playing music like right there, and he's just gone.
Is it bouncing? Is it the bouncing room there or no?
No, it's the men's locker room. It's our new janitor.
Okay.
Oh.
First the vacuum. Now it's that. So try to move your chest back a little bit further. Maybe even move up onto your blocks. Find a nice deep breath in. Turn your right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. Lean your head back. Look up to the sky. And then lower that left block down to the ground. Drop your left elbow. Take an inhale, peel that right arm up into the sky. Press down into that block. Exhale the right hand back behind you. Inhale, bring the right arm up. Exhale, lower the chest. Reach it forward. Inhale, raise the right arm up. Exhale, reach it behind you. Inhale, raise the right arm up. Exhale, lower the chest. Inhale, raise it up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, raise it up. Exhale, take it down onto the block. Lift yourself back up again. Move your blocks out to the side. Hands down to the floor. Tuck the back toe underneath you. Step the both feet back into high plank pose. Inhale, hinge forward. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Tuck the toes, exhale, push back. Down dog. Press your shoulder blades towards your ears. Find your breath. Try to bring your chest towards your upper thighs. Take an inhale, raise your right leg high. As you exhale, swing the right leg in between the front two hands. Drop the back knee down to the floor, untuck the toe, hinge forward, Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey split pose. And try to move your hip bones from side to side. I did tell the front desk to see if they could ask him to turn his music down, because I'm pretty sure that's just his phone. Bring your hands onto your blocks. Lift your chest up a little bit higher. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Lift the back knee up off the ground. Try to push your hip bones back. Straighten out that front leg. Take your right toes off of the ground. Drop your chest. Bring your chin closer towards your knees. Long-legged pyramid. And I want you to try to get your legs as straight as possible. So if you need to rise up onto your blocks and to the tall side a little bit, you can. Exhale and drop your knee, untuck the toe, and lift the chest. Tuck your back toe underneath you, lift the knees, push back, long-legged pyramid one more time. And then see if we can keep the left hand still on the block. And then take your right arm up into the sky. Inhale. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both hands back down onto your blocks. Shift your weight forward and come up onto the right foot. Lift your left leg high. Walk both blocks a little bit more forward so that we're in a supported warrior 3 position. Keep your wrists underneath your shoulders, lengthen the toes towards the back wall, and then step that left foot down, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Grab your elbows, slowly sway from side to side. Try to find length from the hips all the way up to the crown of the head. With every inhale, try to relax your shoulders. Relax your neck. And let every exhale sink your head a little closer to the ground. Pull your belly in tight. Inhale slowly, roll the spine all the way up to standing, one vertebra at a time. Step about halfway, lean over to your left hand side. And lean over to the right. And lift yourself all the way back up to the center, roll your head around in a nice big circle. A couple times one way, a couple times the other. Inhale, take the arms up into the sky. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, swan dive forward, leave the chest all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, slide the hands up the shins, find length, lift your chest away from your thighs and push your shoulder blades down. Exhale the hands to the floor, step your feet back one at a time, high plank pose, drop your knees down to the ground. You're welcome to chaturanga or just drop your hips and open up into Bhujangasana. We'll hold this for a minute. I want you to relax your belly. Try to find more strength in your shoulders. Maybe look up to the sky. Relax your glutes, relax your feet. Inhale again. And as you exhale, bend the knees, lift the hips, push back. Down one. Find your breath. Maybe shake your head yes, shake it no, get rid of some tension, howl in the neck. Move your head around a circle. Right foot down on the floor, inhale that left leg high. Exhale, swing the left foot in between the front two hands. Grab your blocks, drop the back knee, untuck the toe, hinge forward, Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey split pose. Find mobility here, move from side to side. Feel a stretch in your hips, thighs, hamstrings. Pushing down into your blocks, tuck your toes back behind you, lift the knees, push back, long-legged pyramid. Try to take that left foot completely off the ground. Straighten both of your legs. Walk your blocks back. If you need to come onto the high side of your blocks to do this, you can. Try to pull your chest a little closer to your thigh. Tuck your chin. And then drop the back knee. Inhale, lift up, Ardha Hanuman. Tuck the toe, lift up, push back. Long-legged pyramid. And then shift your weight forward, walk your blocks forward, and pick that right leg up off the ground. Walking your blocks a little bit more forward than normal. Keep them underneath your shoulders. We're in supported warrior 3. Find length through the back of your leg. Inhale. Exhale, place both feet down onto the floor. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Fold on your exhale. Take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Puff out the chest, let them fall forward. And hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands back to your hips. Lower the hands down to the floor. Squat down, lift your heels up off of the mat. Tuck your chin to your chest, bring your forehead to your knees, ball pose. Make yourself as tiny as possible. Maybe create a bind with one hand or two. Or you could just keep your hands on the ground. Find your breath. Inhale, straighten the legs, rise all the way up to standing. Samasthiti as you exhale. Keep your left foot onto the front of the mat. Go ahead and step your right foot all the way back to the back of the mat. Ooh, step too fast. Turn your body towards the mirrors over there. Point both of your feet towards each other, your heels wide. And bring your arms out nice and wide. Take a nice big breath in, and as you exhale, slowly lower the chest down to the floor. As slow as you can, finding a little bit of grip into your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Don't drop your hands just yet. I want you to take your pinkies to the sky and then let them fall forward. Now inhale, twist the palms forward and rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, same thing. Lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pinkies to the sky by your hips. Let them fall forward. Exhale, twist over to the front of the room. Right hand forward, left hand back. And then drop that hand down to the floor. Keep your left arm up. You're welcome to wrap that hand behind your back. Feels good. And then drop that left hand down to the floor towards your right hand, towards your right foot. Inhale, peel that right arm into the sky. Walk both hands down to the floor, into the center. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold and pull yourself through your legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take an inhale, rise all the way up. Take this back leg, step it to the top of the mat, both feet about hips width distance apart, and slide your hands to the tops of the thighs. Inhale, cow pose. Press the belly to the floor, roll the shoulders back with the gaze high. Exhale, cat. Draw the hip bones underneath you, chin to your chest. Press the shoulders down. Inhale, cow. Open up, push your belly to the floor. Exhale, cat. Draw it all the way in. Inhale, cow. Open back up. Exhale, cat. And then lift all the way up to standing. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Right foot stays into the center. Step that left foot all the way back. Turn your toes towards each other, heels wide. This time, bring your hands onto the lower back. You can interlace your fingers if you want to, or you can just rest them there. Take a nice big breath in, find length in the spine, and as you exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Now you can pull the hands forward if they're touching. And then again, inhale, rise and flat back all the way up. This time you can enter a little back bend. Kind of reach it back. And then inhaling forward. Exhale, slowly lower. Bring the hands towards the front. And then rise all the way up, flat back. Little back bend. And last time, slow lower, all the way down. Find your breath. Relax. Bring your left hand down to the floor. Push yourself away from the ground and bring your right arm into the sky. And slowly drop that right hand all the way over to your left foot. Inhale, take the left arm high. Walk both hands into the center. And then a little bit further forward. So I want you to walk your hands so far forward that it feels comfortable to have them on the ground. For some of you, it might have to be a little further than others, and that's okay. And I want you to shift forward and back, kind of like a wide-legged down dog. And it'll feel really good on your inner thighs, it'll feel really good on your chest, your shoulders, your back, all that stuff. And after a few rocks, we'll walk the hands back. Bend your knees a little bit and rise to standing. Arms out nice and wide to a T. Turn that right foot forward. Hinge your hips into the left hand side. Lean over that right leg. Drop the right hand down. Ow. Left arm up. Trikonasana. Triangle pose. And if you're feeling tight, you can just rest that hand behind your back. You can play around. You can just let it hang. Sometimes I feel really tight in here, and sometimes I feel really tight in here, and that just depends on the day, it depends on the side, and that's where I want to put my triangle that day. Last 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place both hands down on the ground. Go ahead and drop your back knee to the floor. Step both knees back together. Tabletop position. Kick your left leg back behind you, and then turn your body towards the left-hand side. Keep your right hand down on the ground. Inhale, gate pose. Lift your left arm up and over your ear. Arch the back like a rainbow. Try to bring your fingertips down to the floor. On the other side of the arch is your foot. And then close the gap. Same thing other side. So pull that left leg in, step the right leg out, gate pose on the other side. And bring yourself back into the center. Sit back on your heels. Inhale, sweep the arms up into the sky. Exhale, twist. Take your left hand behind you, right arm on the outside of that thigh bone. Look over your shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, same thing, other side. Inhale to center, and then just kick your legs out from underneath you. Come down to an easy seat, cross-legged seat. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, drop the left hand down to the floor. Try to move your hips into that right hand side and get as low as you can without lifting the hip. Just let your head relax, let your arm, shoulder, elbow. And then slowly move your elbow towards the floor. Look over your left shoulder. Open yourself back up and into center. Arm above your ear. And exhale, lower down into that elbow. Inhale, bring yourself up. Exhale, drop the right hand, lift the left arm up, reach it on the outside of your head, grab your ear and pull the left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale, find length. Exhale, slide that right arm out from underneath you. Drop the elbow, whatever you need. Lift that left arm up and over your ear. Relax your shoulders, relax your head. And try to move your left knee a little closer to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, close the gap. Drop your elbow towards the floor. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale, find length, open back up. Exhale, drop the left elbow, look over your right shoulder. Open back up. Push yourself back up and into the sky. Take that right arm up and over your head, grab your left ear and pull down to the other side. Inhale to center, bring both arms up. Interlace your fingers behind the back of your neck and pull your chin down to your chest. Breathe into your upper back. Inhale, find length, but raise the arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Relax your breath. Inhale, lift your head up, and exhale. Inhale, rise. Take your right arm up into the sky. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, twist. Take that left arm on the outside of your thigh. Look over your shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, same thing to the other side. Inhale back to center, this time crossing that outer hand over the top of your knee. Pull back, drop your chin. Try to breathe into your upper back and your shoulders. Press the knees against the inside of the palms. Really feel that stretch in your upper back. Inhale, release that bottom hand. Exhale, cross it over. Deep breath in, look up, exhale. Close the chin. And bring yourself back up and into center. Pull your knees together. Straighten out the legs. Arms up. Inhale, exhale, fold. Paschimottanasana. Seated forward fold. Every inhale, try to find a little bit more length. Let every exhale close the gap. Five, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, look up. And exhale. Inhale, rise, come all the way back up. Grab a block, have it handy. Take your hands back behind you. Twist the fingertips towards the back wall, bend your knees. And then slowly push the hip bones forward, wiggle the knees side to side. And then go ahead and lower all the way onto your back. Pull both of the knees into the chest. Wrap your hands around the outside of the shins in Appanasana. Rock your hips from side to side. Widen out the knees to the armpits, bring your arms to the inside of the legs, grasp the outsides of the feet, open the feet out to the sky, happy baby. You could also stay in ball pose if you prefer ball pose, you know. Sometimes my hips are just screaming at me and going, no, don't do that. And I like to take every day different than the last. Progress is never linear. And then drop your feet down to the floor. Grab onto your block. Hike your hip bones up into the sky. Slide that block underneath you to meet the top of your butt crease, the lower part of your back. Supported bridge. For those of you that are just doing this for the first time, you want it to meet your low back, but right above your butt crease, and it shouldn't hurt. It should actually feel very relieving. We're pushing on a little pressure point that typically causes us a lot of low back pain. So if it hurts, you're not in the right spot. And maybe try to move your knees from side to side. It also doesn't have to be on the medium side. You can have it on the low side. It does exactly the same thing if it's on the low side. And then pick your left leg up off of the ground. And then your right leg. And you can keep them bent, or you can straighten them all the way up into the sky. It's really all up to you. Take a few moments. Bend one of your knees, bend the other. Place your feet back down on the mat. A little bit longer. And then pick your hip bones up, slide that block out from underneath you. Drop your hip bones back down to the floor. And pull your knees into your chest, Appanasana. And if there's anything else you feel like I missed, anything you want to hit, you know, if you want to do plow pose, Go ahead and take plow pose. If you want to do a twist, supine twist, you can do supine twist. If you want to do another back bend, or if you want to just hang out in supine bound angle with your feet together, your knees wide, you can do really anything that feels good for you and your body, whatever you need for the rest of your practice today. Whenever you're ready, slowly release the legs out straight upon the mat. Bring the arms to the sides of the body, palms to face the ceiling. Relax your eyes to a close. Shavasana. Try to open your hands, separate the fingertips. And let your breathing become a little bit slower, more controlled. Feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. But if you'd like to be guided out, take a nice long inhale through your nose and a big long exhale. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll out the wrists and the ankles. And nod the head yes and no. Take an inhale and bring your arms up above your head. Stretch out the core from fingertip to toe. Exhale. Bend your knees. Draw your heels towards your glutes. And then slowly rotate your body over to your right hand side in the fetal position. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and rock up. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I think this is one of the faster Fridays I've taught in a while, and that wasn't even that fast. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. If you didn't sign in